So it turns out the rumors were true, and that there was a cut reference to Ben Affleck's Daredevil film with Foggy Nelson from that universe, aka Happy Hogan from the MCU, Jon Favreau, making a reference to it to Charlie Cox's Daredevil in Spider-Man No Way Home. So this comes at us directly from Charlie Cox, yes, the Daredevil from the Netflix series, and of course the upcoming Daredevil Born Again, who was talking about cut references and things from Spider-Man No Way Home. And just recently he was asked whether or not there was any reference to Foggy Nelson, aka Foggy from Daredevil starring Ben Affleck, because that character was played by the one and only Jon Favreau, who of course plays Happy Hogan, but also happens to play Foggy in the Daredevil film, and of course is a director for Star Wars, Marvel Studios, and he does a lot, right? So Charlie Cox for the first time talked about this, confirming that there was actually a cut reference. He reveals that the scene that was cut was a conversation between the two, where they're going back and forth and talking a little bit about the whole scenario and what's going on. And it's at one point that Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock, obviously we're not talking about Ben Affleck's, he asks him whether he remembers specific things and what happens. And it's at that point the Happy looks at him, again Jon Favreau's Happy, and he says, yeah, I'm a little foggy on that scenario and what went down. Obviously, this was a reference to him playing Foggy Nelson, and that they shot it because they hoped that people would pick up on it. But he says he believes it ultimately didn't make the cut because it was during the post-production when they were doing ADR. Now, in case you're not familiar with this, the dialogue that they typically do during the scene, during the actual scene, a lot of times they go over and do ADR, which is post-production voiceover, to make it clearer. And Charlie revealed that at some points it just didn't sound natural or right, so he believes that that's probably why it got cut. And honestly, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Like I said when the movie came out, I think it'd be clever if they made a reference, but you really don't need to. And again, would it have been a little on the nose? Maybe, maybe not. Somebody like me who loves that Daredevil film would get a chuckle out of it, but at the same time, when Charlie Cox's Daredevil appeared, at the first screening, where all the hardcore Marvel fans show up, like 10 of us got excited and the rest of the theater was literally just silent because they had no idea who that was. So asking them to remember something from 20 years ago starring Ben Affleck, yeah, it's a very in joke that I'm honestly glad didn't make it in.